Imagine a city built on water with no roads connecting it to the mainland. A city that became one of the richest and most influential in the world by controlling trade between Europe and the East. A city filled with canals instead of streets and bridges instead of roads. Welcome to Venice, Italy! The story of Venice dates back to the 5th century AD, when refugees from the northern Italian mainland fled there to escape the barbarian invasions that followed the fall of the Roman Empire. Over time, these refugees built a small village on a network of islands in the shallow waters of the Adriatic Sea. But as the centuries passed, Venice grew into a powerful maritime republic that dominated Mediterranean trade. During the Middle Ages and Renaissance, Venice became known for its wealth, art, and architecture. Its famous Doge's Palace, once home to the powerful Doges who ruled the Venetian Republic, now stands as a symbol of the city's political and commercial strength. But Venice's power began to decline in the 16th century when new trade routes to the east were discovered across the Atlantic Ocean. As a result, Venice lost its monopoly on trade and its wealth and influence began to dwindle. Despite this, Venice remained a center for art, opera, and culture. And today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the most visited cities in Europe. Now let us take a closer look at some of the things you can see and do in Venice. No trip to Venice would be complete without a visit to St. Mark's Square. The square is named after the city's patron saint, St. Mark the Evangelist, and is one of the most important public spaces in Venice. It is home to several important buildings, including the Doge's Palace, the Basilica di San Marco, and the Clock Tower. The Doge's Palace is a masterpiece of Venetian Gothic architecture and was once the seat of government in the Venetian Republic. Today, it houses a museum that chronicles the history of the Republic from its humble beginnings as a small fishing village to its rise as a major maritime power. Basilica di San Marco is one of the most important churches in Venice and is known for its Byzantine art and architecture. The interior of the basilica is decorated with mosaics that tell the story of Christianity's spread to the Venetian people. The Clock Tower is one of the oldest and most iconic landmarks in Venice. It was built in the 5th-10th century and is one of the only remaining examples of medieval architecture in the city. No matter how you choose to spend your time, Venice is sure to leave you with memories that will last a lifetime. So, if you're planning a trip to Italy, be sure to add Venice to your list of must-see destinations.
So let's explore the top things to do and see in this beautiful city. Number 1. St. Mark's Square, Piazza San Marco. As the name suggests, this is Venice's main square, and it is the place to be if you want to soak up the atmosphere of the city. The square is surrounded by cafes where you can sit outside and people watch, or you can head inside to admire the stunning architecture and sip on a traditional Italian coffee. Do not forget to look up because the square is home to some of the most iconic buildings in Venice, including the Basilica di San Marco. 2. St. Mark's Basilica. This is one of the most recognizable churches in the world thanks to its golden mosaics and stunning Byzantine architecture. Head inside to see the beautiful interior and climb the tower for panoramic views of the city. If you're a history buff, make sure to visit the crypt where you can see the remains of St. Mark himself. Number 3. Doge's Palace, Palazzo Ducale. This was the former residence of the Venetian rulers, and it was now open to the public as a museum. Head inside to see the beautiful art and learn about the history of the palace and the Venetian Republic. Make sure to visit the famous Bridge of Sighs, which connects the palace to the old prison. Number 4. Grand Canal. This is the main waterway in Venice, and it's lined with beautiful palaces and bridges. The best way to see the Grand Canal is by gondola or vaporetto, the local water bus. If you're looking for something a little more unique, consider taking a water taxi or even a kayak tour. 5. Rialto Bridge. This is the oldest and most famous bridge over the Grand Canal. It was built in the 16th century and is still one of the most popular tourist attractions in Venice. The bridge is lined with shops and stalls, so it's the perfect place to stop and do some shopping. Number 6. Murano and Burano Islands. These two islands are located in the Venetian lagoon, and they are renowned for their beautiful glassmaking and colorful fishermen's houses. Murano is home to some of the most famous glassmakers in the world, and you can watch them blow glass into beautiful shapes and colors. Burano, on the other hand, is known for its colorful houses and picturesque canals. Number 7. Bridge of Sighs. This is a historic bridge that connects the Doge's palace to the old prisons. Legend has it that the prisoners would sigh as they crossed the bridge, knowing that they were about to be locked up for years. Today, it's a popular tourist attraction, and you can walk across the bridge to get stunning views of the canal. So there you have it, 7 amazing places to visit in Venice, Italy. This city is truly unique, and it's a place that you'll never forget.
Did you know that Venice is the most romantic city in the world? It's famous for its art, music, and literature. And every year, in February or March, it hosts the world-famous Venetian Carnival, also known as Carnaval di Venice, where people from all over the world come to show off their most elaborate masks and costumes. The tradition of wearing masks during the carnival dates back to the Middle Ages, when it was a way for people to escape their everyday lives and be someone else for a night. Venice is also famous for its glass-blowing industry, which originated in the island of And if you head to the island of Burano, you'll find the world's most famous lace makers. The city is also home to the Venice Art Exhibition and the Venice Film Festival, two of the most important cultural events in the world. So if you're looking for a city that's full of art, history, and culture, Venice is the perfect place to visit. Did you know that Venice has its own unique food and cuisine? Being a city built on water, it's no surprise that Venetian food is all about the sea. From the famous sweet and sour sardines, aka sard and sour, to the black squid ink risotto, aka risotto, al nero di se. And let's not forget about the cicchetti, which are like Venetian These small snacks are usually served during the day, and they include everything from fried fish to grilled vegetables. Oh, and did I mention that tiramisu, the famous Italian dessert, actually originated near Venice in the city of Treviso? So if you're ever in the area, be sure to try some authentic Venetian cuisine. You won't regret it. Why should you visit Venice? Well, because it's one of the most romantic cities in the world. Imagine gondola rides through the canals, historic buildings and squares, and a charming atmosphere that will make you fall in love with it. It's also home to some of the most unique architecture in the world, from the Byzantine to the Gothic and Renaissance periods. And there are so many amazing cultural events that take place here, like the Carnival, the Art Biennale, and the Film Festival. Plus, it's a city full of history and mystery. It was built on water, and it has centuries of stories to tell. Are you ready to explore?